This little beauty behind me here marks the final trail of the long walk home. This is the Southwest Coast Path. There's 265 miles left down to Land's End, and then another 74 around to my home, which is all very exciting. And this path kind of holds a bit of a significance in my heart, really, because this trail here was the first ever UK long distance hike I ever actually did. Here we go, trail number 13, I think. Unlucky for some, let's hope not unlucky for me. Let's get down to Land's End. This is a 630 mile route starting in Minehead and finishing in Poole. However, for me, it's just 264 to Land's End. Alrighty, as you can see, this section gives you two options. You can follow the coast path along the bridleway, or you can do this, the rugged coast path section. Now, because I did the bridleway the first time, I'm going rugged, mate. Let's bring on the hills. Now, for those of you who have never done the Southwest Coast Path before, the hills are bigger than this in real life. They are steep, they are undulating, but boy, are they absolutely gorgeous. The scenery on this route is ever changing, and you will never be bored with the beauty that surrounds you on this hike. Alrighty, it has just gone 2 o'clock and your girl is sitting down for a bit of a rest because I've done good today, guys. I've smashed 15 miles already and I stopped for lunch, so I'm feeling pretty pleased with myself. So I'm just gonna have a chilled little rest beside this estuary right now. There is so much marsh samphire along this stretch. I'm so tempted to take some and cook. Shortly after this, the rains began to fall, and as my phone is not waterproof, it stayed in my bag for a couple of days. Stopped raining, finally. Oh my gosh, the weather has been mental the past few days. Basically, yesterday was off trail, not hiking in that. Yellow weather warning, thunder, lightning, 50-mile-per-hour winds. The day before, I was on my hands and knees going over this hill. Like, literally, at one point, I just lay down flat because it was so ridiculously windy. Got out my map app and I was like, okay, where can I actually go that avoids this now, because it's dangerous. So I crawled in like 50-mile-per-hour winds to a road, got into Lynmouth, shouted in a pub for a few hours, not a bad excuse, is it really? And then got back on the road, looked at the weather that evening, like the tent the night before. It's just mental, mate, absolutely mental. Although the weather had been absolutely insane, it made sunny days like this even better. Horses on the dunes on a golf course. You're so sweet. The views that day were absolutely incredible, and I followed the coast and then an estuary all the way into Barnstable, where I met an old friend. Hey, look what I found outside Astor in Barnstable. It's Adam. For those of you that don't remember, I met Adam on day 1. Well, actually, it was the day before we started,
Yeah.
Yeah, on the bus from Thurso up to John O'Groats. And yeah, then we met, we had our little photo taken outside the little stand for John O'Groats. And then you went westbound.
I did.
Over to Cape Wrath because he's hardcore. And I went eastbound down the John O'Groats Trail. It is day 66 of the long walk home and it's stopped raining. The Southwest Coast Path has been a bit of an adventure so far. I'm only on day 5 of it and it's been mental. It's been mental. As you can tell, the winds are up. There is another storm coming in tomorrow. But my brother's fiance is pregnant. They've moved their wedding forward. I've got a hen do to make in 14 days and a wedding pretty soon after. So your girl has to finish. I was going to try and push some more miles today, but the sunset behind me is just so beautiful that I had to pitch here, mates. I'm going to have to deal with the wind. I'm going to deal with the fact that it's on a bit of a slope. I've started cooking me up some vegetable soup in here. I've got some bread from Tesco to dunk in it. Yes, I did carry all of this for 23 miles. I understand that weighs a lot, but I'm craving veg and bread in a soup, mate. So that's what she's got. I'm loving life. The change in my mentality since the Pennine Way has been just fucking wonderful, and I'm in such a good place. The noggin is so happy. Look at this. No, I've got 250 miles left and this has happened. I mean, to be honest, these shoes have now seen 700 or 800 miles. 200 miles. Do I just roll with it? Fuck. This here is Pepper Coombe Bothy. Now, you can rent out the bigger building to the National Trust for 30 quid, but they do have this shelter here, which you can stay in. So I was tempted to be in here last night. Look at this mural. But because there was such a good sunset, I decided to pitch by the beach instead. Oh, well, look at this fancy trig with its own fence. Come on, then. You know what we got to do. Whoa. Boop. So this is another little hut that you can potentially stay in. So if the weather's bad, you can do Pepper Coombe Bothy, and then this one, Ronald Duncan's hut. See that sign there? Come on, mate. Curdo. I'm in my home county. Oh, she be home. Well, not literally. I think I've got another 10 days, but I'm cool. I was blessed with an absolutely gorgeous sunset that evening, but it wasn't long before the weather changed its tune again and another gale force 8 storm rolled through. I was lucky enough to pitch with another through hiker who I met heading northbound, and we took it in turns throughout the night, pegging each other's tent back down. So I have just had a hell of a day, and it's gale force fucking 9 out there. And I booked a campsite because I've got to get to a wedding tomorrow. And I was like, I phoned the guy, I was like, I can't pitch here, mate, my tent's not going to survive. Can I pitch by the toilet block? And it was like, look, we've got a summer house. There's nothing in it. Just go in here. Look what I'm wearing. Literally, it got that wet. Everything soaked through. So I've got my waterproof. I then went and got a bin bag from a cafe, a t-shirt from a charity shop, and a jumper from a charity shop. Because everything was wet. I had an hour's sleep last night because of the storm. How my MSR didn't break, I don't know, but mate, Colin's a hero. Good morning from the floor of the Shepherd's Hut, because today is a very big day because my friend Amy is getting married. I'm so excited. So I was originally planning to walk to Polzeath, which is where the wedding is, but because of the hideous storm about a week ago that I pulled off for a day, I am about a day behind. So the past couple of days I have been pushing it, like doing close to 25 miles a day in rain, which is mental. But I am here, I got to the campsite, and I'm about to get into a dress and heels in half an hour and go to a church. Mate, the long walk home, it's been mad. Here it is, the finished look. Look at that, I've even got heels on, mate. I've got like a funny tan line though, like all along here, along my back where my t-shirt's been. So we're gonna cover things with my hair a little bit, try and sort my posture out from carrying a backpack, and let's get to the wedding. Can't believe I've just got ready in a dilapidated shepherd's hut. Literally, my friend has come here and bought me straighteners and everything, like in a bag full of clothes to try on. Over the next few days, as I got close to home, I had family and friends join me for the last 100 miles. You're coming along for a walk, and your dad? Yeah, in the rain. So my dad actually helps with this kind of walking group in Cornwall called the Style Hoppers. So he's gonna be planning a little mini circular for his crew in about a month's time, and part of it's on this section, isn't it? So here we go. Yay! Doesn't look that steep, but that is about 120 steps. I had a few miles solo before another friend joined me for a different section. Look who I'm with, doing up his shoelace. This is Jal. Hey! How we doing? It's not fun. It wasn't long before the bad weather hit again, and we chose to get a campsite together, having a barbecue, eating fruit and veg, and then skipping back on to a sunny coast path the next day. Of course, beeping an obligatory trig. Shall we? Shall we? Let's do this together. Oh, boop. Day 75, mates, day 75. And today is the last day before I reach Land's End. It's all very exciting. As you can see in the background, I'm in Tin Mine County now, heading to the very end, the very tip of Cornwall. Now I'm also not on the coast path yet, because yesterday I had to pull off a little bit early, because like in all things Becca fashion, there's got to be a bit of a drama. And because the weather has been so bad, which is why there just hasn't been much recording of any of this because my phone's not waterproof, we've basically had like 45-mile-per-hour winds consistently for about 7 days, sideways torrential rain. There have been gaps in the clouds, which has been nice, and 2 days ago was one of those gaps for a whole 6 hours. It was beautiful, so beautiful that I just enjoyed it. Didn't put sun cream on, didn't put a cap on. And yesterday, when I was doing the most technical section of the southwest coast path, St Ives to Pendine, I fell over so many times. I actually questioned whether that was how I went. Yeah, I clocked that I had heat stroke. Idiot, the day before the end, heat stroke. So I pulled off, went to a campsite last night, drank loads of water and just rested and chilled. And yeah, now I'm heading to Land's End. Over there is Land's End. And here it is, the little signpost right behind me marking the very end point, Land's End. 1,462 freaking miles. She's done it. It's time to walk home. I am 2 days away from finishing the long walk home, and yesterday, about an hour after I passed Land's End, started throwing up. Kept throwing up. Ended up sitting on some stairs, feeling really dizzy, and this couple took me to a campsite nearby where I still am, because I was vomiting through the night. So the only thing I can think is that dumbass stupid heat stroke that I got in the 6 hours of sunshine is what's made me ill. Because as you can see, I'm still quite red, even though I didn't realise I'd burnt myself. It's day 76 of the long walk home. I've got a little crew going on. You'll recognise this one. Come on, get in.
Hi.
This is Dan.
Hello.
And then we've got David and Francesco. Have I said your name right? Please say so. Yeah! So it's these two are from Italy doing the Southwest Coast Path. Dan, if you don't follow him already, I'll put his tag up here because he is doing a joggle, but an even more insane joggle than me. How many miles are you on now?
2080.
Fucking mental. And you're finishing at Poole, right?
Yes.
So he's adding on the whole of the Southwest Coast Path. So we are walking along out of Penzance, heading over. Well, I'm going to stop at Porthleven today. You're going to walk past Porthleven, and these guys are finishing in Marazion. That's the one. Nice flat surface. We've had bog all morning, haven't we, Dan? Yeah, it's not been good. So we're happy for this. Anyway, see you on the flip side. So for last night on trail, Dan and I have got some jing jings, little drinks. We couldn't get cans, so we've carried out glass bottles. And I broke my lighter, so we've used tent pegs. Tastes alright, didn't it, Dan? It worked. Cheers. Cheers. Last night on trail. It is day 77 of the long walk home, and it's the last day. Yeah. And although it's miserly, it looks like I've actually got some dry weather for the first half. So I'm very excited. I mean, as you can tell, I'm looking knackered. I'm feeling sick again. I want to vomit, but I'm going to walk through this. Whether I'm being sick at the side of the road, I'm getting home. I'm getting home today. It's nothing to do with the drinks I had last night because me and Dan only had one drink. But it was really nice to spend my last wild camp of the long walk home with someone, especially a fellow joggler as well. But this is it, guys. It's the final countdown. I'm back on the coast with the final 2.5 miles to Gilly Beach, which is where I will be calling it my final stop. Look at that. Go on, get in the views. Oh, kind of don't know how to feel. I'm like a mix of exhausted, excited, relieved, hopeful that it doesn't rain for the next 2 hours. Yeah. She's bloody done it. Actually, I don't want to jinx it. She's almost bloody done it. She's almost walked home. This is the penultimate beach swan pool before the very end. It's just started to rain. A few minutes before I reached the shore, the heavens absolutely dumped down on me, so I was unable to film the final shot. So I'm going to skip through to me very happy in my bed. She's done it. She's home. She's home. She's walked the length of mainland UK. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. But she's done it. She's home. She's in a bed. She can have a shower. God, anyone would think she hates hiking. Thank you for watching the journey. Don't know what to say now.